that was what quite interesting what you're saying there, Gareth, is that sometimes, people, they come into work and you want them to be at work and happy to be there, but often, not saying this about your company, but often at work, that doesn't happen, does it? And I remember when I used to do job coaching years ago, that often I'd go into businesses where there was some sort of problem with that staff member, and they were having a bad attitude, they were getting emotional, the manager would want to, be really shouty at them. I mean, maybe they weren't, but that's what they could feel, and so that spread to everyone else because everyone was on pins because the manager was in a bad mood type thing. But what I used to find was that it's really important to look at these people and say, look, what are they in a bad mood for?
Root cause, yeah.
What are they in a bad mood for? Not blame them, they need to have a better attitude. Because that happens quite a lot, doesn't it?
100%, yeah.
So rather than pointing the finger, you need to look at you and look at the environment as a manager or owner that you are creating for them, and to match up with what I call their learning style. So I've found that I've had complete game-changing things happen when I've looked, like you were just saying about the job role, looked at the job role, looked at even where people sit, look at the fact, do they need a break then, do they need a break then? And like you said, maybe how can I sort of perk them up a little bit by doing something really, really small that might make them feel really valued?
Yes.
That sort of thing. And I've worked with people where just looking at their learning style in more detail has completely changed the game, and their motivation goes sky high then, because instead of thinking all emotional and they're angry and they don't want to be there, so they're really having to force themselves to work. They just enjoy being there because they feel that value that you're. So, could you think of any examples of that that you've seen in your own company or?
Well, working not so much in my own company. Like I said, I try and give everyone a bit of a free roll at the beginning to see what they come up with. Do you know what I mean? And then maybe I'll put them right here and there, and
you tweak it. You set them.
Some guys who come in, they come from a different company, and that company was crap, and I didn't agree with the systems, and then I'll be like, it's getting that out of them. Do you know what I mean? Look, this isn't this now. This is a completely different way of working, and it is tried hard to try and get out of them. But when they do change, they can see why they've changed, and a lot of the time that happens. Especially the older generation, is once they changed. I remember my father saying to me, I can see now. I can see. It took him about 2 months to get on board with it, but like I said, I can see a plan now. It's definitely the right way. It's much easier for me. Put in, but I've only learning off other people and all my mistakes were as well, man. Do you know what I mean? Because at one point I had 19 people working on the tools. I didn't have any managers. No one helping me. My mother used to help me, and she had a full-time job. Do you know what I mean?
But
so she couldn't help me all the time.
You had 19
operatives.
Wow.
And all working, but I had to do it all myself. Now I've got 4 people under me, type of thing, just working like contracts manager, a wellbeing manager, director. Soon there'll be a commercial manager and a technical manager. Do you know what I mean? So them 4 really run the company, and I just overlook it now as a business starting from this year, and I'm just trying to grow it then, and with the help of my managing director now, which will be coming on board in April, like I said. So it's I've been on the end of a guy shouting at me in my face. I was like, what? Who the hell do you think he is? I want to kill him, mind. I want to spoil my day. But why create that? And then you find out then that him and his wife had an argument. But that's not our fault, is it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's trying to put everything else aside until you get on site or whatever, or into your job, that you do switch off from everything else. It's like you try and be as professional as you can. But I've had football managers, rugby managers, coaches and stuff, and they shouting and bawling at players, which I think that's because they haven't got any control to do whatever.
That's what I was going to say. What do you think makes them do that? What do you think makes people go into that?
Maybe it's the heat of the moment in sport. That's one thing which is different maybe than running a business. But I think as a whole it is important that you get a happy team where you can all talk to each other without worrying
fear
of sort of challenging the main guy, or the management to challenge us, it's that's how we learn, like, you know.
Yeah.
But I know other people don't work like that, but that's my way of working, and it seemed to work, so for me.
Okay.